Greetings, Patrick here, Have Cheetah Will View, and we are back for another film review. So I saw this on a page on Facebook that from Jeff Kirkendall put out. He put out a post saying that the new Mark Polonia movie, Jeff Kirkendall movie, 4 Nights in Fear Forest was released. It was now playing on TUBI. So I decided to take a peek at it, and after all, we just recently talked to Jeff, had a great discussion, and I wanted to check out the newest film, 4 Nights in Fear Forest. So that's what we did. All right. It says here, Fear Forest was once a wildly successful amusement park run by the mysterious Mr. Malachi Bones. Mr. Bones. I was always wondering about that. That's probably why he doesn't show his face. He really is Mr. Bones. Anyway, by Mr. Malachi Bones, and highlighted by a group of fighting animatronic classic monsters. They couldn't use the proper names for the Universal monsters, but that's who they're modeled after. The Wolfman, a werewolf. See, there was a werewolf. There was the bride, Frankenstein's bride, vampire, Dracula. They were able to use Dracula's name, and the mummy. That's they're the animatronics on the movie, and so it's sort of based on the Universal monsters. Now in ruins and nearly ready to be sold off, the park is being cleaned out by a group of inmates on a work release program. But their nightmares are just beginning as the true horrors of this abandoned place emerge in frightening fashion. All right, that's pretty good synopsis, actually. Jeff Kirkendall plays Mr. Bones, Mr. Malachi Bones. And the rest of the film features Yoli Canales as Emma Brown. She is the lead of the work detail. We had Greta Volkova plays Serenity. Tim Hatch plays Luca. Jamie Morgan plays Skylar. And I've never seen this actor before in a Mark Polonia movie. Michael Cortish, and he plays Caleb. And yes, for all you guys wondering, yes, Mark Polonia does make his Alfred Hitchcock cameo appearance. He plays the police officer. We see him briefly in the beginning of the movie. So basically, we find out a little bit about the park, that it once was pretty successful, and but then all of a sudden weird stuff started to happen, and we hear the backstory of the park. And Malachi's, it's his park. He's talking about it, how it was, and we see the animatronics, and soon enough we see the work details show up, and they're all pretty salty. Some they don't really necessarily want to be here. One's a bully. One's a bad girl, one's a wannabe bad girl, and we don't know exactly how Caleb ended there, but they all end up there, and they start working, and there's a card that comes up, and it says first night, and the second night, third night. But the thing about it is very, very, very few settings are set at night. Most of it is during the day. But that's just, I'm glad it was during the day, right? I mean, that way we can see what was happening. So Malachi meets Emma and her work detail, and starts telling them about the park and how it once used to be, grand and used to make money, but then, technology caught up with it, and people were no longer interested in animatronic, fear haunts like this. And so, yes, there have been some stories about people disappearing or being injured, or seeing the animatronics move without any apparent ways to do so. the group, the work group, standing there watching a TV newscast, and there has all these different people come up there talking about the park. Like it once was great, but now it's just too many strange things have happened to it, and so, and it's just too many people got hurt, too many people got killed or just disappeared. No, the mystery there. Plus the IRS wants this money. And pretty much all in all, everybody's sitting there going like, "Yeah, the park, it's outlived its usefulness. It's time for it to go." Of course, Malachi really doesn't feel that way because he's extremely close to his animatronics. So we see the five inmates. They have various stages of if they want to be here or not. There's a couple that just want to get out. Luca is a bully. Skylar has these fantasies that she's going to break out and run down to Florida with her boyfriend. Serenity and Caleb pretty much just want to go and get their time in. And Emma Brown, the leader, she's very compassionate. She's very compassionate. She wants what's the best for them all. She actually has empathy. She says that to one of the inmates, that she has sympathy. In fact, she says that to Skylar. So I don't want to see you in trouble. I want you to live your life, Billy. Get out of here and live your life. So things go bump in the night. The guys have their own room, the girls have their own room. Pretty soon noises start happening. We see Skylar going to try to make a break for it, but she's caught by the animatronics and meets a end, but we never find out exactly because we don't see her body. But she just disappears, and of course that really upsets Emma because she's responsible for him, and it doesn't look good for her that one of her prisoners escaped, and so she's worried about that, and then she has to worry about Luca, who's he's a bully, and has a very smart mouth to the ladies, and he's looking to run roughshod over them all until Lucas, who's only half his size, also packs quite a punch, and he takes Lucas down a peg or two, and in Lucas leaves the house. He's upset because he's been basically showed up. So he goes outside and he meets an ending as well. So now there's down to three of them. But there's a weird twist in this movie. I wish they would have stuck with it. I really wish they would have, because it really would have worked if they had. It would have been really interesting. But the ending they sort of dropped the ball on that. But the last three, they want to get out. They find themselves being chased by the animatronics, and so they stick together and they take them on. Malachi is, he's not a bad guy, but he's definitely not all there. The really, really creepy thing that Jeff Kirkendall does as Malachi is he smiles really fast and drops into a frown. But he does it really fast, and he has no fur on his face, so it's really effective. He's smiling and then he's not, and I was wondering if he was actually one of the animatronics. I was thinking, maybe he really is an animatronic, and that's going to be the twist at the end. Well, you'll have to watch that to find out. But unfortunately, they do suffer one more loss before the last two survivors manage to escape. And before that, though, the animatronics actually are three of the four looks to be destroyed. But in the morning, Malachi comes by and starts picking up the pieces, and as the camera pulls away for the last shot, we hear them laughing. So we know that he has managed to fix them, and they are back. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the good and the bad of the movie. So, talk about the good. The good is it wasn't bad. It was for a quick movie, for a quick 72-minute movie, it wasn't bad. The usual Polonia pals were in it, led by Jeff Kirkendall, Yoli Canales, Tim Hash. Tim was hilarious in the movie as always. He was a pistol. He he was a pistol, and sassy, man. He had a mouth on him in this role, and so when he does get this comeuppance, you're sort of laughing because it's like, yeah, you sort of deserved that, big guy. But we see Skylar, played by Jamie Morgan. She doesn't want to be there. She does a nice job too. She does, she's very much, she doesn't she doesn't understand that Emma only has her best interests at heart. She feels that Emma's trying to keep her there, and keeping her down is not true at all. They're only there for 4 days. It's like it's going to take time off your sentences. Big time. And if you run away, you're looking at a 15-year stretch. Well, she tries to, Emma tries to impart that to her. It was really cute. You see the interaction between Yolis Canales and Jeff Kirkendall's characters, Emma and Malachi Bones, and he's very sweet on her. He comments that he's a man of considerable means, and but of course Emma's going like, yeah. So yes, Greta Volkov was played Serenity. And they had her, she was like the wannabe bad girl. Like she was all acting a little bit tough in the beginning of it. You see her there standing underneath a bench, and she's got a cigarette and a lighter in her hand, and you're thinking, oh, she's just a good girl, It's like, but she wants to be tough. But she's very effective in her role too, as Serenity, and she understands what she's there for. But the person who really stole the movie for me was the guy who played Caleb, Michael Korokitich. I know I'm killing your name, dude, but forgive me. I liked him as Caleb. I thought he was the most interesting character in the movie. Mr. Bones was right behind him, but he did a great job. He did a great job, and you really cared about his character. You wanted to know more about him, like what got him here, and he still has a set of morals. And when Lucas is mouthing off to the women, he demands an apology from him, and when he doesn't get it, he gets a satisfaction. It shows that he has a heart. He has a moral compass. He's not just a thug. And of course, Yolis Canales as Emma, she did play her with a lot of empathy. She did want what's best for her charge, and she didn't want to get. She was scared of getting fired. She was concerned for the missing prisoners because of their well-being. The bad of the movie is always going to be the same thing with the Mark Polonia movie, and that is, it's micro budgeted. The last 5 or 6 minutes of it, I don't know. They sometimes I just wish they wouldn't put on any other special effects, because they really cheapened the movie. The last scene where one of the people is getting attacked, and they throw on this red spray on here, and it just up to that point in the movie, they didn't need that. They didn't show that. They didn't need that. I think I said that already. But then at the last minute, it's like, okay, well, we're going to show that we're killing off one of the characters, so we'll have a blood spray on the screen. And it's just like, no, you don't need to do that. But the twist that I really thought was really interesting was that the fact if the animatronics could sense if a person was good or bad, and they acted on it. Like if the person was good, then they wouldn't attack. And I thought that's how it's going to work out. I said that would be a very clever twist, like that they're creatures they know, they sort of sense, sort of like Swamp Thing or Man Thing. They know, they can sense when someone's evil and they can act on it. If you're, and I thought that's really what was going to happen here with the animatronics in Fear Forest. But otherwise, I didn't have any really big complaints. I thought the animatronics were what they were. I liked the movie was shot on location. It looked like another outdoor location. And I don't know where it was at, but it was very cool to see. This is like the second movie I've seen now where they've shot in a location that's not necessarily Mark Polonia's house. And I like that. I think it shows some growth. And I was expecting. I wasn't. I was like, this is all right. I can handle this, and I think you guys can too. Of course, this movie is put up by SRS Cinema, Ron Mock. So there was some thought and care that went into the production of the movie. It has a nice look to it. 72 minutes long, rated R for language and gore. It's a Mark Polonia movie. So take that for what it is. I liked it. The Cheetah liked it. So what more can we say? That's it for us. If you have watched this movie, tell us what you think in the comments below. It's playing on TUBI, and I believe it's playing on TUBI and Fossum. So you can go over there and check that out. For sure, it's on TUBI. You can go over there and check that out. It's a quick 72 minutes, so it won't take too much of your time. So drop a comment down below. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you like micro budget movies, well, you hit the right place. Go ahead and hit the sub button, and that'll be it for us. This will be going on my TUBI playlist, so if you guys want to see what other movies I've watched and reviewed on TUBI, you can find this movie there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.